Hey guys, Sam Farkas here. Hope you're doing well. I thought I'd stop by with another 5-minute lesson. Sorry, it's been a little while. I've been kind of out of town and doing some recording and pretty busy with teaching lessons here in Nashville at Green Hills Guitar Studio. But what I wanted to talk about today is something that's come up recently, which is kind of how these 5-minute lessons work. I try to talk about something that happens while I'm teaching in the past week or so. Right, so this idea just always comes up because it's so fundamental. This idea of using triads to do a couple of things. One, to play chords melodically, meaning that there's some movement within the chord, some melody within the chord. Chord melody playing, right? That's like a whole kind of style of guitar playing. And what you heard me play was just a little bit of that Bob Dylan song, Make You Feel My Love, using only triads, right? It's really only using 3 strings at a time, 1 note per string, right? They're very flexible and allow you to create a melody. You know, we often think when we're playing guitar, we need to play as many strings as possible, all 6 if we can. And that certainly is a sound, but it's not the most flexible or melodic sound when it comes to chordal playing. Play small, right? The other way that triads can help you is when you're playing lead. So instead of thinking of these really large scale shapes, like this type of thing, which is cool, by the way, and it can be used well in certain applications, I would rather think about looking at the triads and then connecting the dots from one triad to the next, from one inversion to the next. This will open up your playing and make it sound really melodic. And consider this, there's really only one note from between one chord tone and the next chord tone in your triad. What I mean by that is, if we're playing this C chord in the first inversion, and the next inversion is the C chord in the second inversion. Okay, so on the D string, there's only one note in between here, right? Between E and G. It's a scale tone. It's F, right? It's the 4th. You can use this to your advantage to kind of move from one triad to the next. It's a really nice sound and helps you navigate the fretboard in this lateral way. This is great for lead playing or putting together a little instrumental hook or something during a turnaround or an intro. Same thing applies with the next position. Playing out of these triads rather than just thinking scales or chords is a really effective way to create some nice textures. If someone is strumming, maybe someone's playing acoustic rhythm guitar, the first thing I'm going to reach for is a triad to play something melodically. This is really nice sound. It will really help you navigate the fretboard, play lines that sound melodic because they're based around the chord tones, and create some really nice textures. So, one last thing when it comes to this idea of playing triads. Some people might say, yeah, well, that's kind of like, I know the cage system. Is that just the cage system? And it kind of is, right? I think that the cage system, which uses these 5 open chord shapes, C, A, G, E, and D, and then just moves them around the guitar, is very similar, but it's a little more rigid. the cage system is like triads light. You know what I mean? It's because you're still having to think about these larger chord shapes, and I don't really think about it like that. I think about it as here's a triad, here's a triad. Right, so connecting triads on the 4 string sets, top 3, second string set, third string set, then bottom 3, is a much more musical, much more flexible, much more melodic way to play chords and leads. So try it out. Find all your triads all over the guitar. Should be a piece of cake. See ya.